I don't know if this is going to work right. For some reason, we're having issues to where it's not like in portrait mode and vertical. So if it shows up like this, we're probably going to try and restart and redo it all again. I'm not sure. I don't want the comments over our guests. So we're going to wait and see what that looks like. Hopefully it works right, but I have my doubts. I don't know if they're having issues with the YouTube app or if I'm just having all kinds of problems. It says I've been live for 40 seconds. Okay. I think it did this last night.
I did.
Weren't we live like 40
seconds? It was instant.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yay, we're right on the screen. Yay. Thank goodness. Okay. So welcome everybody. We are live and luckily YouTube shows up better than what it does on us. I was afraid that our guest was blocked by the comments and we definitely don't want that. So we have a special guest tonight. Her name is Kristin and she has a YouTube channel, Bella's Whispers Farmstead. Kristin, why don't you introduce yourself?
Am I out of the shot?
Oh, you're good now. Yeah.
Okay. I'm watching two things at the same time. Me and my husband, Michael, are Bella Whisper Farmstead. We named our channel after our dog, American Bulldog Bella. So we are a homesteading channel focusing on budget gardening, our chickens and our ducks, and hopefully some more animals come soon. You will find our barn dough build and our tiny barn dough build on our channel.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so cool. So I'm going to leave a link in the chat there for your channel. So y'all be sure and go subscribe to Kristin. That is so awesome. So you said that y'all have like the barn dough build. Did y'all do all that yourself?
My husband did a good amount on the tiny house, but on our house, we had a contractor for that.
Okay. Well, that's neat.
He still did a lot of stuff.
So does he have a background in construction?
No,
no background. No? Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. Y'all just DIY'd it then.
We did.
That's awesome.
Like, I couldn't believe what he did. Oops, I could not believe what he did on that tiny house.
That's awesome. Now, is the tiny house is separate from your barn dough?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what made y'all decide to build the tiny house?
I just thought it would be fun.
Oh, okay. So how tiny is it then?
It is it's around 700.
Okay. That's about what our house is. We're 700 square feet, but we're just in a mobile home. So we're just in a tiny little mobile home. That's awesome though. That is so cool.
1 bedroom, 1 bath. That's what it is.
Okay. And y'all have videos on your channel where y'all showed all of that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
From the pillars, because it's on a crawl space, not a slab, it's on a crawl space. So I think that's our first video was when we did the start of that. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Mary, I see you're in the chat. Nice to have you here. And I think we both started YouTube about the same time, about 9 months ago or so.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
It's crazy to think that it's been that long.
It goes by so fast.
It really does. It really does. So you also do homesteading type things?
Yes, I do a bunch of gardening, and we have our chickens and our ducks, and I hope to add some more animals to the family soon.
So what are you thinking of adding?
Well, we had cows. So that's off the list. That's checked. Maybe some sheep, or maybe some pigs, or maybe so.
Well, that's awesome. I don't know about down there, but where we're at, sheep are really, really hard to have. Like, I don't know. I guess they get really wormy and stuff. So you don't see sheep around here.
Sheep are hard to find here.
Yeah.
Because I was looking for the baby doll sheep because they're so cute. But I think that the maintenance of that specific type of sheep is kind of high. They're high maintenance, and I would probably prefer something that's a little less, like heavy to maintain. So I think I'm going to have to get something else. There's a sheep out there, and I can't think of the name, that you don't have to shear it. So that's
awesome.
yeah. So that's something that I'm looking into.
That's so neat. Well, that's really cool. So I left the link down in the comments for Kristin's channel, and thank you so much for for coming on. We really appreciate it. That was so fun to do the live yesterday. We were on your channel. That was really fun. And
So
let's see.
you were saying that you put your dog to bed every
Yeah,
night?
yeah. Well, he goes to bed with one of our children, and they go to bed early. So
Okay.
yeah.
Because my dog, Bella, it's like clockwork. She knows when to go to bed. She'll stand at the door and wait for us to open the door. It's so funny.
Oh, that's
She's like a
sweet.
old lady. She just wants to go to bed.
That's so sweet. So Mary says, "Have y'all ever raised goats? Have you, Kristin?"
I have never had goats before. I don't think that's anything that we want to start raising anytime soon. I think me and my friend Michael are on the same page with that. So, but then they escape. They escape a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've had a goat before. We actually had it for over 13 years, and we didn't get it. It was like an adult by the time we got it, and we have some really crazy stories with it. One time, there was a tornado, and they came out to survey the tornado damage, and the goat was standing on the car, and it was on on the news.
Oh my goodness.
So that was really funny. And another time, one year we had deer that would come and like bed next to her, and she helped basically raise a little baby deer. It was so cute. She was so sweet, and the mom would leave the little baby with her during the day, and it was just the sweetest thing.
That sounds sweet.
Yeah. So we really enjoyed our goat. She was really sweet, and actually her name was Mary, so that's kind of cool.
So no more goats in the future, or
What now?
no more goats in the future?
Maybe, I'm not sure. Where there is a lot of like neighbors that let their dogs run wild here now, and we did have an issue with that with dogs. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want any outside critters and have to deal with that. But no, I've never ate goat. How about you?
No, no.
No. Have you, Mary? Have you ever ate that? I haven't. I
Now
think
you can, I've bought lamb from the grocery store just to see what it tastes like. Oh, she has.
yeah, I've had lamb before too, and it is really, really good. That's cool. You love it. That's awesome. I was trying to think. Y'all also do a lot of hunting too, don't you?
My husband does the hunting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he gets a couple of deer a year, and then that's our meat for the year.
Wow, that's awesome. Do
It's
y'all,
his
do y'all
stuff.
pretty much eat that exclusively? Or
Yes.
yeah. And you do
That
chicken too.
is our beef. Before we had our meat cow, that was our red meat. So now we have our cow in the freezer, and so that is what between our cow and the deer that'll tide us over for a little bit.
Well, that's awesome. And you do chickens too, right?
We do chickens and ducks.
Well, that's awesome. That is so cool. We have never done anything like that. Some of my family do deer, and neighbors do deer, and they share sometimes, but that's the extent of it. I've never done any of that.
Yeah, it's not too nasty. It's not too gory.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I figure it's probably pretty easy once you get the hang of it.
So
So they love.
how I'm looking on the camera. So I'm gonna try to maybe tilt it down a little bit. There, maybe that's better. A little better. Okay. So I don't want
Yeah,
people
that's
just
crazy. What I see and what is shown on the computer look completely different.
It does, yeah. I knew that it would be, horizontal and not vertical on the computer.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what I did wrong. I'm so not tech savvy.
I'm not either. I'm the wrong person to ask for that type of thing.
Oh goodness. Well, Mary says she loves duck eggs, and we were talking last night. You like ducks an awful lot too, don't you?
Their eggs are a lot better than chicken eggs, and they're really good to bake with. So we have three ducks that lay eggs every day, and then we have a drake. So
Oh, awesome. That's really cool. I've heard that they are even more nutritionally dense than chicken eggs. I don't know if that's true, but that's pretty awesome.
I've heard that too, yeah.
Yeah.
And the eggs are a lot bigger than chicken eggs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I've heard too, like you said, with baking, that they are really good. I've never experimented with it. Have you ever done that and experimented and seen if
Yes.
they were good? They are?
Like hard-boiled eggs,
Uh-huh.
they peel a lot easier than chicken eggs. So
Oh,
that's a
that's
plus.
awesome.
Yeah.
I have found the trick to peeling the eggs with is to like steam them. I found that that's the way to do that. That works a lot better.
Do you put them in the air fryer? Because I have tried the air fryer.
Yeah, I've done that before. And it kind of does the same thing. Or well, actually, no, not the air fryer. I did the Instant Pot. That's what I did. And the steam, it really helps them, and they just peel a lot easier.
Okay. Yeah.
So, just a quick question. What did y'all have for dinner tonight?
We had smash burgers tonight.
Smash burgers?
Mm-hmm. Very
Well,
thin burgers.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. We just did breakfast. What now?
I made the buns.
Oh, did you? I love doing that too. We always make homemade bread and buns too. What kind do you do?
Just the easiest ones I can. The least amount of ingredients and the fastest ones. So.
Okay. Awesome. I usually do pretzel buns. That's our favorite.
How long does that take?
Well, from start to finish, a long time, but the hands-on work, it doesn't take very long.
Because the ones that I made are about maybe an hour from start to finish, and they do have
Oh,
to run too. So
yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. So Mary said, have y'all ever raised turkeys, and have you ever ate turkey eggs? How about you, Kristin?
I have never had a turkey egg. Me and Michael were just watching a YouTube video, and they had turkeys, and I was like, I think I want some turkeys now.
They are really, really sweet.
Chickens are the gateway, and YouTube does not help that at all. Whenever you see what everybody else has, it's dangerous.
Yeah. We had one and it was really, really sweet. Like it was like around Thanksgiving whenever it passed away, and we were like, no, we can't have turkey for Thanksgiving.
And
Let's
we had
see.
a peacock at one point.
Oh,
It
that's
was a
awesome.
wild peacock, and it was so sweet until it was mating season.
Oh,
And then
really?
not sweet anymore. We couldn't go outside. He was always trying to show off for my chicken, and it would like at the end of we had it for about 9 months, and it was a wild animal, and he just hung around. And we had him for about 9 months, and then we started going outside, and he started attacking us,
Oh,
and
no.
would help us. Nobody would help move this wild animal.
Oh, wow.
So bad. And one day he was just gone. I think he heard us talking about him, and so he just said he's better, he's better off to be left.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. That is something I've never had is peacocks. They are so pretty though.
They are, but they are mean and aggressive.
Well, maybe it's a good thing I haven't had them then.
Yeah, I don't think we're not gonna add peacocks to our farm anytime soon.
That's awesome. So Mary's what? Yeah, Robert was saying they're loud. His grandpa had them and they're very loud. Yeah, Mary says that too. They're loud. They're kind of, I don't know if they're similar to guineas, but I know guineas are pretty loud too. So, how's everything been going for you?
Everything is going great. I just ordered some shade cloths or something similar to a shade cloth for my apple trees because of the beetles. So, and the deer are attacking. If it's not one thing, it's something else. So
Yes.
I ordered the shade cloth it's kind of like a bag that you put the top of the tree into, and then you can tie them. And I also bought little bags for tomatoes for my garden. So
I've got the little bags too, and I need to put them on my grapes because they are getting bigger and bigger, and I need to get them on there.
how long does it take for grapes to grow?
Well, we've had ours. Well, we bought plants, so they were probably a year or two old or something like that, and they're starting to produce pretty good. And I'd say they've been in the ground for about another year or two, so just a few years.
Okay.
It's not too bad, but there's quite a few bunches on them already.
Okay, mine aren't even a year old yet. So
What kind do you have?
I'm not really sure what they are.
Yeah, I made a mistake whenever I got mine. I got a bunch of the wine type grapes, so you got to make wine with them instead of like the table grapes. I think we would have liked that a lot better. I've only got one of those.
That'd be interesting to make some wine.
Yeah. Yeah, have you ever done that? No. Yeah, I that is something I'd like to get into. Let's see. Well,
Is wine making?
I think you're cutting in and out just a little bit.
Oh, am I?
Okay, you're okay now. Maybe it's just me. I'm having to read the comments over you, so it may just be that. Are you having the same issue?
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay.
No.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're not having that issue. So Mary said that she likes the Concord grapes. Have you ever had the what is it called? Cotton candy grapes, I think is what they're called.
I've seen them in the store, but I've never tried them.
They are super, super good. I got them before, and they are really good. They're like candy.
Yeah, they're very popular.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if you could grow them, like if you saved the seed and stuff, if it would work to grow them.
I don't know if they're like they're probably GMO seeds, so they probably
Yeah,
won't.
they might be. That's true.
Yeah. So
That's true.
I've never seen a seed packet for the cotton candy grapes.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. So, have you always been into gardening?
No, I haven't.
No?
I was talking with my mom the other day about how she could never get me out in the yard when I was younger, but now she can't, or anyone, nobody can keep me out of the yard now. So just because your kids don't want to help you in the yard and get their hands dirty doesn't mean they're not going to grow up and be a gardener or a homesteader. So
Yeah, that's awesome. That is really good advice. I'm sure a lot of people will appreciate that. Let's
because
see.
that's a surprise to everybody.
Yeah. So, how long ago was it that you started
Our
your
homestead,
garden? Yeah.
our garden, we started our garden before we moved into our house.
Okay.
Very important because I knew that you have to grow all the stuff and it's not going to, grow overnight. So maybe we've been here for 2 years. I think maybe 3 years this year.
Oh, wow.
I started that garden as soon as I could.
That's awesome. That is really cool. Well, y'all haven't been at your place very long then. That's all pretty new.
Yep. It hasn't been that long.
I've been doing it for quite some time.
Oh, I prefer a spring garden. That's what I prefer.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I think I might say fall because things kind of spring back and it's not quite so hot. I think I'd go for that.
I need to start planting my fall garden. It'll be here
Yeah,
before.
I know. I really should have started some things too, but life's just been so crazy that I just have not had the time to do that.
And I have all of my seeds sitting right here beside me. You can never have enough seeds. And I
Yeah.
hope you save seeds from this spring to
Yeah.
take over to next year. So maybe I can stop buying, but I doubt that I will. Because, those Baker Creek catalogs, you just have to have everything in those Baker Creek catalogs. So
Yeah.
it's so tempting. Everything's so tempting.
Yeah. Yep. There is a lot of things. If you look through there, your list gets really, really long. So Mary says, what do you put in your fall garden? What do you do, Kristin?
I usually put beans in my fall garden just to like recoup the nitrogen in the soil.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I can have beans in my garden all year
That's a
round.
great idea. Yeah. Yeah, those are something really good to do. And usually like try and do like broccolis and kales, and usually you can get another round of lettuce and things like that. All the greens, the leafy greens are good to do.
Because we don't have very cold winters here, so we can still grow some stuff.
Well, that's good. Yeah, we're the same way. I think we got down to like 10 degrees, maybe even, no, we got into the single digits this winter, and ours, without cover or anything, still did really good.
I didn't cover anything, and all my perennials came back just fine. My mint is still alive. It's actually been dug up weeks ago, and it's never been planted again, and it's still alive.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
don't think you can destroy mint.
Yes, I agree. I've got a lot of it, and it's indestructible. Although I have found I did put it in a 5-gallon bucket one time because I was trying to contain it, and after a few years, I found that it ended up dying. I guess it just got too root bound, and it didn't make it.
But I think this year I'm going to dig up some things that I want to keep, and hopefully they will survive the winters. And then next spring I can replant them in my garden.
Yeah, that will be good. That will be really good. So what do you think your biggest success is in gardening?
I don't know. Maybe just starting it.
Yeah,
Gardening can be very, daunting and like, what's the word I'm looking for? Stressful, I guess.
overwhelming. Maybe there's a lot to learn.
Like just the thought of it, of like the seeds, the dirt, everything. Like if you can't grow in your actual soil, like it could be like very overwhelming to
Yeah,
just think about all the things that you need, because it is an investment too.
right. Yeah,
Uh,
no kidding.
we have all of our beds are raised garden beds. So that's, we have some wooden beds, some metal beds, and then it takes a lot of money to fill them up with the dirt. Dirt is not
Yeah.
cheap.
Yeah,
So it's an investment for us. And
it
then
sure is.
we still have some dirt left over, thank goodness. But we do mix in mulch and sticks and just different things into the bed, so it's not just dirt
Yeah.
too. I have a video on my page about where we get our free mulch from. So if you were to go to Lowe's or Home Depot and you were to buy mulch, it's going to cost you a lot of money to fill up these beds. So this company, which is Chip Drop,
Uh-huh.
goes and get some from someplace that's clearing out land, and then we'll bring it to your place and drop it off, and it's free.
Yeah.
So that's a win-win,
Yeah, it sure is. I've flagged down the guys that are coming and clearing up all the area for the electrical company. I flagged them down before and had them drop some off before too. But I don't know. I guess I'm weird. I've had not the best experience with wood chips and kind of like the whole back to Eden garden thing. I haven't had the best experience with that.
How so?
Um, what now?
How is that? Like, why was
I
it
the
bad?
weeds get so bad and the ants are so bad, and it doesn't work. And we have a lot of issues with pill bugs. They got really bad. It's just the
Mhm.
insects just went crazy. So yeah.
But you can also use it as your compost too, because when we got
Yeah.
to the bottom, it was like all like you could see the steam in the burn, like it was burning and stuff.
Yeah.
So the bottom of it was like all composted.
Yeah, it is great for that. Like if you can keep all of the weeds and stuff out of it, I agree. It makes the best compost. We
Mhm.
had a neighbor that had some dumped off and it actually caught fire. It got so hot.
Wow.
Yeah. So Mary says, "Do you do any canning?" I'm not the biggest fan of canning. How about you?
I can.
You
I
do? No.
No. I don't know why that kind of like, I don't want to say it scares me, but I'm not 100% sure like when the lid is actually like when it's done.
Yeah.
So I don't want to waste food not knowing and like just have all this food that I thought I canned
Yeah.
put up, So no, I don't can. I'd rather freeze it or like maybe like flash freeze it and put it in mason jars back into the freezer so then you can just get out like a handful of something.
Yeah.
That's how I like preserve my.
I like to do dehydrating. I found that that's really, really good. It's space saving and it's really easy to do. And for me, my biggest issue with canning is creates a lot of steam. And living in a small house, it makes the house really, really hot in the summer and really humid, and it's not a very pleasant place to be. Okay, let's see. Mary says she loves to can. She said she tells her husband it's cheaper than a therapist. That's funny. That is good. Okay, let's see. What now?
I said that's gardening for me.
Yeah, I agree. Probably me too.
Yeah,
That and the
dirt,
bird.
that's the soul for sure.
Yeah. So, have you had anything that worked in the garden or that you were able to grow that they said that you can't grow that worked really good for you?
Well, I don't really read instructions very well. So like I don't have it in here, but the last seeds that I planted, it says plant this far apart. And I don't do that. I just drop the seeds. And if it gets a little crowded, then I'll end up moving it to some other place. But right now, because it's so hot outside, I'm just gonna direct sow it.
Yeah,
And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
that's awesome.
So I
Yeah.
don't follow directions.
Yeah, I don't either. I always experiment with different things and try it because you never know. It may work. One of my biggest successes that I had is learning that we could grow moringa. That was really cool to grow that. My issue now is finding a place that the seeds actually germinate, but whenever I can do that, they do really, really good.
So I tried to grow not direct sow, loofah
Uh-huh.
and ground cherries. I did in containers, and then that didn't work out. So I just put them in. I just direct sowed those, and that didn't work out either. So no ground cherries, I'm guessing for this year, and also pimento peppers. So those are the three things that did not work out for me this year.
Oh
So
no. Yeah, we had grew loofahs years and years ago, and it like completely took over the arbor. I had like two plants, I think, and it took over that whole entire arbor from front to back that I have in my garden, and it produced like wheelbarrow fulls of the loofahs. It was insane the amount that we had.
and I can't even get them to sprout.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with seed companies. You know, some places are really good to get seeds from, and some aren't. Do you know where you got yours at?
I I want to say I got them from My Gardener, which is a
Okay.
really good supposedly seed company.
Yeah, I
So
I haven't bought from him in a long time, but whenever I did years ago, he was really good.
yeah, that and Baker Creek and Ferrymore's. Trying to think, like the dollar
Yeah.
store seeds. I don't know. So there's so many seeds.
Yeah, my favorite is Hot Tools. I've had the best luck with those ones.
What was the company?
Haas Tools.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like them. I've had a lot of issues with Baker Creek seeds for some reason. I don't know if it's me or what, but the germination on them have been pretty bad for me. So,
Wow.
yeah.
You don't
But
usually hear about Baker Creek.
a few years ago, I think several people were saying that, but yeah, I've I've had a little bit of issues. Let's see. I'm trying to think where else. If there was somewhere else. Oh, I was asking you the other day. Have you ever bought from Johnny's Seeds?
No. Mm-mm.
That's somewhere I'm looking to buy stuff from. I've never bought from them either.
No, I have a lot of My Gardener and a lot of Baker Creek.
Yeah.
That's where my majority of my seeds came from.
Well, that's awesome. I think mine are mostly hospitals. I used to buy them all the time, and I've kind of quit and only buy more what I'm going to use because they just you can't go through them all fast enough. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of changed. Oh, I see. Chief Broken Brains here, so he's
Hey,
here to talk about gardening. Thank you for joining us. Okay, let's see. I was trying to think if there was anything else we could talk about. Um, do you have any children?
I do.
You do? Yeah, we do too. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
they want to stay off.
Yeah, mine too. Mine are the same way.
So we
Yeah,
try to not record when they're around us or when they are involved in something. It's just they just choose not to
yeah,
participate, which is fine.
yeah.
So
I would much prefer that. So yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. So you said you have the tiny house, and y'all just gonna kind of do that like just like a spare thing, like a spare room, or what are y'all gonna do with that?
just when someone comes to visit, they can
Yeah,
just stay over there.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see. I was trying to think if there was anything else. What are some of your favorite YouTubers?
My favorite YouTubers, Justin. We like
Yeah,
Justin. Peter Santinello, which is not a
I know who it is.
homesteading. Yeah, I love it. We love him. Um, Karen Nate.
Now I don't know who that is.
They're a travel channel.
Okay.
Chief Broken Brain. Love him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So those are our 3 or 4 favorite channels that we watch. I think Saturdays, Karen, Nate, and Peter come on
Well, that's cool.
Saturday. So
That's really fun. Okay. Do you can you think of any underrated YouTube channels?
probably Chief Broken Brain. That one right
Yeah.
there, he is probably the most underrated. Yes.
Yeah. I was gonna say Mary too. She has a really awesome channel. Mary Love Country Living. Let's see. So are y'all putting in a food forest?
I would love to do that. I would love
Yeah.
to do that. I have so many, I have fig trees that are not planted. I have blackberries and so many berries that are not planted. And then we have 2 pastures. So I'm like, maybe we could turn a pasture into another garden.
That's
But
awesome.
we'll have to wait until it cools down a little bit. It's way too hot to plant stuff right now, or to
Yeah.
even out there. You can't even breathe out there.
Yeah.
So
I know. We're about to have a cool down, so I'm just gonna be full blown everything I can get done in the garden. So I'm looking forward to that. We're actually supposed to be in the 80s, which is nice. We have been like the past few days, we were like 93. So we will really, really appreciate that.
it needs to rain too. I think that our next rain day is next Wednesday,
Oh,
and
wow.
that's away. So
Yeah.
so it's probably not even going to rain Wednesday. So,
We've been lucky. We've actually got quite a bit of rain, so I haven't had to water the garden very much. And it's a big chore because I don't have like the water hookup for the city. I don't do it that way. I just do rainwater, and so I do all the hand watering. So it's a really big job.
it's a big job to not have. You
Yeah.
don't have a hose or anything.
Yeah, and we do have a few hoses, mostly for the fruit area, but it's just easier the way that the garden works. The garden's higher than the rain barrels, so it doesn't work. So
We
I have
do
a
have
few
some rain
out.
barrels.
What now?
We have some rain barrels that are not being used right now, so we need to do
Yeah,
something with that, or
yeah,
just collect the water for the chickens, so we don't have to, go out there and worry about them anymore or whatever. So
yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I found that using rainwater really is good for the plants. They really seem to like it a lot, and you don't have to worry about all the chlorine and all of that stuff in city water.
and you can tell a huge difference, like the night, or the day after it rained. You can tell a
Yeah,
huge difference.
yeah, yeah. All the lightning, adding all the nitrogen and stuff into the air. That's really cool. So what do y'all watch much TV?
We don't.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
Like, we watch a lot of YouTube. That's how maybe we get all of our news. Like that's where all of our shows are basically. So we do watch some series. We just got done watching Under the Bridge.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one.
And we don't really watch a lot of TV.
Okay.
Or like programming, I guess.
Yeah. We used to not watch very much, but it kind of got boring, so we decided to watch a little bit more. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Do y'all do any like secondhand shopping or anything like that?
Oh yes, I love doing that. That's my favorite.
Me too. I love it a lot. You never know what kind of goodies you're gonna find. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Well,
Are there
I think
questions? Any
what
questions
now?
out there?
Yeah, do y'all have any questions? Well, I think that may be everything for tonight. We may go ahead and close out if nobody has any questions. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.
You're welcome.
All right, y'all be sure and go check out Kristin's channel. And if y'all happen to come here to watch Kristin, be sure and subscribe to our channel because maybe in the future we'll be able to have more live streams. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you so much. And y'all all take care and we'll see you next time.
Y'all have
Bye.
a good night.